Out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order, can emerge, a new era, freer from the threat of terror, stronger in the pursuit of justice, and more secure in the quest for peace. An era in which the nations of the world, East and West, North and South, can prosper and live in harmony. 100 generations have searched for this elusive path to peace, while 1,000 wars raged across the span of human endeavor. And today that new world is struggling to be born. A world quite different from the one we've known. A world where the rule of law supplants the rule of the jungle. A world in which nations recognize the shared responsibility for freedom and justice. A world where the strong respect the rights of the weak. We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders. What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law. Such is a world worthy of our struggle and worthy of our children's future. Now we can see a new world coming into view. A world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order. In the words of Winston Churchill, a world order in which the principles of justice and fair play protect the weak against the strong. A world where the United Nations, freed from Cold War stalemate, is poised to fulfill the historic vision of its founders.
This is the Born of Levi experience on GOCC Media.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back to the Born of Levi experience here on GOCC Media, brothers and sisters. Thank you guys for coming in. And I hope you guys were paying attention or was paying attention to that video that I just played with former President George W. Bush Sr. Okay? The New World Order. We're going to talk about it. But y'all see the topic of discussion. Are we living in the last days? That's a question. Because, you know, there's a lot of people who don't believe that we're living in the last days. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people in the world collectively that have no clue as to what is going on in the world prophetically. So once again, welcome back to the Born of Levi experience here on GOCC Media. I am your host and your brother Deacon Hazak, and we're back with another Thursday edition, man. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you all, man. I missed you all last week. I didn't get to stream, but I hope that you guys enjoyed the video that I put out. We put out part 2 of the Young Men for Christ series. Stay tuned for more. I'll be dropping part 3, I believe sometime in this or in next coming week. But as you come in, brothers and sisters, please hit that like button. I thank you. I see you guys hitting that like button. I see you guys coming in. I appreciate the likes. If you can also as well, if it's possible, please share this content with your friends and family. And if you are new to this channel and you enjoy these conversations, or if you're going to enjoy this conversation tonight, please subscribe. right? And hit the bell and everything. All right, all praise be to the Most High. Welcome back. I hope you guys had a blessed week thus far. I'm happy to be before you. Praise the Most High for his mercy, because he's merciful, right? We made it through another work week. Well, for some of you guys, right? We almost there. We got one more day left, Friday, right? Then we got the rest. We get to rest, right? But praise the Most High. Shalom and peace and blessings to everybody who's on right now. I thank you guys for being on. Clap it up for y'all one more time. Right? Yes. We have a nice little discussion for y'all tonight. Are we living in the last days? Are we? But before we do that, let me make this announcement really quickly before we continue. Right? As you all know, the Hebrew and Bible Academy has already started. We're going into week 3 of the Hebrew and Bible Academy. And if you would like to join us there and to learn what we've been learning and to be up to date with current events and news and understand how to decipher biblical prophecy, right? And learning how to connect the dots with the geopolitics of this world. You visit us at historytimes.org and enroll into the Hebrew and Bible Academy. Y'all see the theme for this academy, and it's uncovering the past, Bible's history and chronology. And it's very important for us to understand chronology, because some of us would just be reading the book and don't know what fits where, or what happened when, or when the prophets are speaking prophetically, or if they're speaking in current times or in their modern time. Right? This is the place that you want to come to learn how to figure that out. Y'all see the academy lessons, the fall and the rise of Israel, the lost books of the Bible, a historic background of the Gospels. Very, very important, because the Gospels is the main reason why we're here. Christ's gospel is the reason why we're all connected, why we're all gathered. Praise the Most High. The secrets of the times, right? And from Noah to Moses to Christ, right? So visit us there at historytimes.org and enroll into the Hebrew and Bible Academy, guys, right? Do yourself that favor and enroll. But we're going to get right into it, man. How are we all doing? Man? I see everybody on. Listen, man. I'm excited. What a time we're living in right now to be alive. Wouldn't y'all agree? Wouldn't you guys agree? This is a wonderful time to be alive. And before I continue, if I'm coming in nice and clear, please, guys, drop a quam in the chat for me so I can know that I'm coming in nice and clear, so that way there's no interruptions, and I can know that, you guys are hearing me clear, and we can have a smooth broadcast and a blessed playback for those who may be catching this at a later time. Thank you guys for the qualms. Thank you. I appreciate it. I see you guys. All praises. Man, listen, man, this 2026 so-called year, man. I don't know about y'all, but this year has been quite a year, man. Like wouldn't y'all agree? Didn't y'all see how crazy the year began? The year began with y'all president going into Venezuela, strategically taking the oil. And listen, and I was speaking about this earlier this week. I want to say emergency stream, but I did like a breaking news stream. And, because we all know, if you guys caught the stream, what was it, earlier this week, it was Tuesday. Tuesday was the deadline was the so-called quote unquote deadline for Iran, right? Where they had to open up the strait, the Hormuz Strait. My man was threatening them. saying all type of madness to then renege and be like, nah, we're gonna go back to the drawing board on this one. We gonna have some more peace talks, right? So going back to the original point, right? This year has been a crazy year, and we're only in the so-called 4th month right now of this year. So this is the first week of April. And it's been crazy all over the place, not just geopolitically, but even within our own lives. Things that's just going on. Like, it's just a weird spirit right now that's just going on throughout the whole earth, shaking people up. But understand that this must take place. If you didn't prepare your minds, if you didn't prepare your hearts to go through any tribulation, you need to rethink what it is that you believe in. This is not your modern day Christian church where they told you, don't worry about it. The church will be raptured. You don't got to worry about nothing. Those who gonna be left behind, they the ones who got something to worry about. And that could have been further from the truth. And we'll go into the scriptures about that a little later. So if you thought that being a follower of Christ meant rainbows and gumdrops and lollipops and skipping through green grass, think again. Think again. Right? Because Christ already warned us. And when I say warned us, I'm talking about the true believers. He warned us and said, yo, the servant is not greater than his Lord. The things that the Lord suffer, we must also suffer as well too. So we got to gear up our minds. We got to gird up our loins. And I know a lot of people saying gird up your loins. What does that even mean? Right? And that's an old Hebrew saying when it says gird up your loins. It's basically put on some manly strength. And to understand it, real quick, sidebar, real quick understanding on that. When they used to gird up their loins, in times past, right before war, they would drape their clothing in a way to gird their loins, like to, you know what I'm saying? to make sure that they fit for battle, to make sure that they well equipped to be able to maneuver in battle. So that's what it means to gird up your loins. Be ready for the battle. like the water, like Juno Ish just says, I like that name, fire name. Juno Ish just said what? Buckle up. Buckle up, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. But let me say this: it's only gonna be bumpy. It's only going to be bumpy for those who are not prepared, who's not ready, and who don't even realize that we're living in the last days. A lot of people that is not aware, yo. And the reason why I say that, because every day I'm in the heart of Babylon. That's what I was supposed to get that article for y'all too. I just remember by saying the word Babylon. But I'm in the heart of Babylon, New York City, Babylon's heartbeat, Midtown Manhattan. It's never a dull moment. And the tourism as well too. I mean, it's nonstop tourism in New York. All year round. I mean, in the summer months, it calms down. No, so I'm saying calm down. What I'm talking about. In the summer months, it gets crazier. Like, wait, we have a more of an influx of visitors and tourists that come into New York to visit. And, as the summer months go away and then we head into fall and winter, supposedly they're supposed to go away too, but they don't go away. There's tourists every day. It's just insane. It'd be 0 degrees and they outside taking pictures of buildings. And I'm looking at these people like, yo, y'all are crazy out of y'all mind. There's a big bull. A lot of y'all know, matter of fact, let me pull it up for y'all. That the Wall Street Bull. Right? And I pass that thing in the financial district. I pass that thing every day. This is what I'm talking about for y'all who don't know. The Wall Street Bull, right? I pass it every day. It's a big, gigantic bull, right? I really don't know the history behind this bull being there, right? But it's sure enough, it's a big cast iron bull. And when I say, brothers and sisters, hundreds of people be lined up down the street. And when I seen this for the first time, I'm like, this is insane. This is what y'all really are doing. People are lined up down the block to take a picture with the bull. I kid you not. I'm not. If I was lying to you, I would be flying right now. People be lined up down the block to take pictures with this thing. Ask me why. I have no clue. But there gotta be some type of spirit in this area that draws hundreds of people to this thing right here. The spirit of who? Baal, maybe? Listen. Listen. Are we in the last days, man? But I didn't even want to talk about that, but that just came to my mind. So now the question, why I ask that question? Before I answer that, we all remember what happened 6 years ago, and it still blows me away to understand that this happened 6 years ago, when the world shut down 6 years ago. If I remember it vividly, it's like it happened a couple of months ago. And we're going to talk about that too as well. Time. Remember that. We're going to talk about time in itself. But I feel like it happened yesterday. Not even yesterday, a couple of months ago. But it's shocking to me, guys. Really, really, really shocking. Right? That pretty much the whole, almost, I don't want to say the whole world because it's a small number, but majority of the earth has taken that stuff. When I say majority of the earth, majority of the people that are in these major cities that rely on, these jobs and whatever the case is, right? 1 second. Right? Majority of the people on this earth have taken that stuff. And I know this for a fact because if you ask around, and I would even suggest ask around, if you could do things on social media and put out a poll and people just volunteer the information. And I'm trying to show that real quick. Let me see if I could do that. Let me see something real quick, because it's not even showing up on my end. And I wanted to show y'all this. Give me 1 second. Let me see. No, it's not even going. Where is my stuff? 1 second. Let me see. No. Oh, that's why. I'm sorry. There you go. That's what I was supposed to do. Gotcha. All right. Okay, show. 1 second. This thing is giving me a hard time. There's something I want to show y'all, but I'm trying to do it through my phone. It looks like I might have to go through it the original way. No? Okay. All right, give me 1 second. Let me do it this way. I got a better way. Let me do it this way. Give me 1 second. And I'm gonna have to do it like this twice. But hey, I gotta show y'all this. I put out a poll, right? I had put out a poll on Instagram on a post that I did, and I was talking about this with some people, and I was letting people know something real quick, right? So in this poll, let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Okay, come on. Every time when I want to do something, it just don't be working. See, it's just not working. It's not working today. Give me 1 second. Let me try one more thing. Oh, I feel like a novice today. All right, here we go. Here we go. Right. So I put out a poll. I may have to do it. I may have to do it another way because it's just acting up all over the place. Window capture. Okay. Display capture. Yo, what's going on with this thing today, man? Give me 1 second, brothers and sisters. I do apologize. Application capture. You know what? I'm gonna have to do it this way. Let's do it like this, right? So I just wanted to show this. Let me go to Instagram. I want to show this just to show y'all. No, what is going on? I can't even show y'all. But anyways, let me just read it to y'all. So I put out a poll, right? And I asked a question. How many people, listen up, family, right out of the horse. I asked the question basically, how many people got scammed? And that's what I'm calling it, right? Got scammed back in 2020. And I put out a poll. So some 400 something thousand people seen this particular post, right? And in the poll, right, 68% of people that interacted with this particular post got scammed in 2020. And only 32% of people that interacted with the poll did not get scammed. So that's showing me that that majority of the people, if you want to use statistics, majority of people, right, on the earth got scammed by what these people were doing in 2020. I don't know if you guys realize that. And that showed me like, yo, this is the reason why they're moving along with the program when it comes to how they're dealing with the earth. Right? Why is this on the screen? Right? That the amount of people that has taken their scam is already prime for the next phase of what they're going to do. And this is the reason why I played that video. Right? This is why I played that video in the beginning of the broadcast. And I'm going to play it again because I know a lot of you guys just came in. But that's the reason why I played that video in the beginning with George W. Bush speaking about, them bringing in the New World Order. Matter of fact, let me play it again one more time for you all. Let me play it again one more time for you all, right?
Out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order can emerge, a new era, freer from the threat of terror, stronger.
See, he said freer from the threat of terror. Y'all got to keep that in mind as well, too, and how he's talking. Because that's something that was written in Albert Pike's letter to Mazzini on how they would bring about the Third World War. Right? Terror. And they would have to create a scenario to bring about this one world order, right? They would have to bring about a scenario where they say, you know what, we need to do away with every country's moral stance or different ways of thinking. We need to have one rule of law, one world governance, one currency, so that way we can stop these wars altogether. Because why do people go to war? For money. The number one thing is finances, money. To control a region, right? To control that country's economy, its culture. So they're gonna, according to Albert Pike, they have to do away with the fundamentals of how each society is ran and make it to where it's just one society, one rule of law. No more terrorism. Because why? We all have the same ideology. We all have the same thinking. And what? And guess what? We all are worshiping the same God. That's how they're trying to bring in this one world order. And there's something else that he said that's key too. Listen to this.
In the pursuit of justice and more secure in the quest for peace. An era in which the nations of the world, East and West, North and South, can prosper and live in harmony.
You see? When all nations, East, West, North, South, that means the whole globe could live in harmony. And to be in harmony, that means everybody have to be in sync. Everybody have to be one people. So I'm not just making this stuff up. I'm not just saying this out of nowhere. This is really what they're trying to do. But they have to bring it about by causing what's they're saying? Order out of chaos. They'll cause the chaos and like, hey, wait, here it is. We have the solution. You see? It's the same way same thing that they did in 2020. Oh yeah. A crazy breakout. Yeah, it's people are losing their lives, people are getting sick. Okay, we have the solution. Drink the juice. For lack of better terms. Right? So this is their game plan.
100 generations have searched for this elusive path to peace.
100 generations have searched this elusive path to peace. Path to peace, right?
While 1,000 wars raged across the span of human endeavor. And today that new world is struggling to be born. A world quite different from the one we've known. A world where the rule of law supplants the rule of the jungle.
And if you don't understand scripture, you're not going to understand what he's talking about right there. Let me play it back one more time. He said 100 generations tried to achieve this.
Rule of the jungle, rule of the jungle, plants the rule of the jungle, law supplant, a world where the rule of law supplants the rule of the jungle.
The rule of law supplants the rule of the jungle. So now, what do you think he meant by that? What do y'all think he meant by that? What's the rule of the jungle? Brothers and sisters, understand that he's speaking about the law that came down on Mount Sinai and given to Moses and given to the children of Israel. So they're trying to create their own laws outside of the law of God. Because that's the rule of the jungle, quote unquote, the law given from Mount Sinai is what's putting a dent in and slowing up the process of them having one world establishment. A one world order. And when I listened to that joint earlier today, I'm like, yo, that's right. It was right there in our face the whole time. Yes, you got it. The rule of man over the rule of the Most High. Yes. And he didn't just say that one time. The rule of law over the rule of the jungle. These people are disrespectful.
A world in which nations recognize the shared responsibility for freedom and justice. A world where the strong respect the rights of the weak. We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle.
Where rule of law, not the law of the jungle. He know exactly who he's talking about. They know exactly who he's talking about. And it's time we know who they talking about. I mean, we should already know. But some people might not know because they don't have nobody to paint the picture for them. These people are out of their minds. So they want their own rules and regulations to govern this earth. I mean, they've been doing it, but the rule of the jungle, quote unquote, or the laws of God is standing in their way. And they know that. They know that. This is the reason why they trying to pull the plug on everything. And there's a reason why, you know, all of this is happening right now, especially with the war in Iran. Right now, the financial crisis right now, the US dollars is dwindling. They got to pull the plug and reset this thing and start it back over. So now when I ask the question, are we living in the last days? Is this the end? It's not, I wouldn't say it's the end for civilization, because their plan is to continue this thing even when Babylon falls. Excuse me. So they're fine. Like you, and I always say this, you gotta understand everything that these people do. Right? Everything that these people do is driven by finances. Is driven by money. Yes, there's an overall agenda and there's an overall rule that just comes with it. But at the end of whatever agenda that they bring forth, they understand that there's a bag to that. Like we're supposed to get paid. So that's why they further push the agendas that's laid out before them for finances, for money. Right? So of course we look at it like, oh, what they doing is evil, of course, because what? The love of money is the root of evil. Because they love the money so much, they don't care who they hurt or destroy for it. So this is the reason why that their new financial system, right? It's not going to be a lot of people believe that once the mark of the beast come on the earth, that's going to be the end of the world. No, the world is still going to continue. The mark of the beast, or their new financial system, is all that's going to do is going to show, it's just basically going to show who's theirs and who's the Most High's. That's all that's going to do. But the world is going to continue because there's a lot more prophecies that need to unfold before the climax of Christ's war. So so matter of fact, I wasn't even gonna read this, but I gotta read this. Hit that like button. Matter of fact, I wasn't gonna read this, but I gotta read it now because it came in my mind. Because when he said what he said hundreds of generations tried to bring forth this quote unquote new world order. And I'm going to show y'all something here. We got to go back to the beginning. Cuz he talking about hundreds of generations. What's before Genesis, right? So now let's go to Genesis. No. What was it? No. Genesis chapter. Give me 1 second. I got to get this for y'all right here. Genesis 11. Right? So now he said hundreds of generations tried to achieve this. What is the earliest record of them trying to achieve this? I'm reading it to you right now in the book of Genesis. We're going to read it together. So Genesis 11:1, it says, and the whole earth was what? Was one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone and slime for their mortar. What was their intent? Verse 4. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. And let us make us a name lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. So when you read books like the book of Jasher, it tells you that their main purpose of going up there or trying to reach the Most High, what they thought they was going to reach him, was to go up there and make war with the Most High. Because why? They were under one rule. They were under one law. They were under one language. They were worshiping one God. They all had the same initiative. This is the same thing that they're trying to recreate right now in this new world order. But the way they're going to bring it about is how we just explained it. Through the wars. Saying, you know what? There's too much differences between us, man. We got to squash all this. Listen, we all got to have one way of life, one language, we got to serve one God. We got to worship one God. Because we all believe in God, right? Yeah. He's universal. And this God has one rule. This is how they're going to pitch it to the world. And by the looks of it, majority of the world is going to bite the bait. Because majority of the world 6 years ago already bit the bait. So they know the people on the earth is primed to do whatever they say we gonna do. No pushback, no fighting. Y'all got to be able to look into this stuff. People. I'm watching people walk around in the city like as if nothing is happening. They oblivious to any biblical prophecy, to anything going down. Right? So now, and I was looking into this as well too. right? I was looking into this. Y'all know that there's this big thing right now. Hold on, let me put it on the screen. There's this big thing right now about Artemis, right? With NASA and all of that, right? The supposed spacecraft that went to the moon. I'm gonna say it again. Maybe y'all didn't hear me. The space shuttle Artemis. Let me put it on the screen right here. Artemis that went to the moon. Let's get some images on this thing. Where are you? They got images? Artemis. Historic Artemis 2 moon mission. Look at this. Here's an image that they here's an image that they say that they took from the moon. From the moon. Here's an image that they said they took from the moon, y'all. Let me make it bigger for y'all, because listen, they're not playing with y'all. They went to the moon. Look at this. And if this was like some kind of theatric thing, I could imagine the guy's voice that they would have used to say this. The first images from Artemis 2 revealed what the moon looks like. Just 7,000 kilometers or kilometers or whatever is km from the surface. Look, this is what they're showing the people. What the Earth looked like from the moon. This is what they're showing the people on Earth. This is what they're showing the inhabitants of the Earth right now. And people is eating this stuff up. Look at this. This is what the Earth looked like from the moon, y'all. Y'all didn't know? Look, here it goes. NASA has finally released. Let me make this thing bigger for y'all, so we can read it together. So you know I'm not just putting that thing in there. NASA has finally released the first photos taken by the Artemis 2 astronauts. Yay! Just after they completed 40 minutes of disconnection on the far side of the moon. Thanks to that moment, Earth has a new selfie taken from the far hemisphere of the satellite, an image reminiscent of the famous Earthrise photo. Okay, that's all hogwash. So, but yeah, the last time they've been to the moon, y'all, was December 1968. And now we back. Look, this is the moon. This is what she looked like, y'all. The moon. Yep. Hold on. Matter of fact, hold on. Here's y'all crew right now. They in space right now. Look, there's live coverage. Here's y'all crew right now in live coverage. Here they go.
Anything that you find a passion in, when it sparks your interest, there is no right answer for every human. It's in your soul. So Jeremy likes to say every one of us has a gift, and we need to share our gifts to be happy. And so if you want to be a veterinarian. If you want to help people, be a nurse or a school teacher or a public servant, a police officer. There are so many.
Look at her hair. It's floating in space. Look at the black guy. They got the black guy like this the whole time. He's like this the whole time, while the other three could be upright. Like, what's that about? Nobody's asking him, is he okay?
Things out there, and when you find that fire in your soul and you know what you're meant to do, just lean all in and go for it. And if some of you end up going and walking on Mars, the four of us, myself, Victor, Christina.
Right. Yeah, somebody asked, only the ladies' hair goes up, not the guys? Yeah, because they all got the same type of hair. See, they were smart with the brother. They made him bald.
And Jeremy, we will be in the front row cheering you on loud and clear.
Awesome. But my thing is like, why is he horizontal? Why? Like, is that supposed to make us believe that he's floating in space? But this is the crew right now that went to the moon, guys. That's them. Look, there you go. Here they go. So now the question is, why the theatrics? Right? Why spend all of this money? And I was thinking about this earlier today. Why spend all of this money? Why? Why spend all of this money to show us this? Huh? Why spend all of the money? Why spend all of this money to create this image? I mean, I could put a prompt in AI right now and get a better image than this. I could put a prompt right now in AI and get a better image than this. But this is what they're saying. They took from the moon. They was on the moon and they was able to capture the earth in all its glory, right? So the question is, why go through all of this? Because why use the money? Because it's not about money, because they print the money. They don't need money to fund these operations. They don't need the money because they have the money. They're creating the money. And I was like, it's deeper than the money. Is the same spirit in Genesis 11 to get everybody in tune with the mission? That's exactly what they're doing with this whole NASA thing. NASA. I keep saying NASA. NASA. Their whole objective is to keep people what? Buying the lie, buying into the lie. Because if I get you to buy into the lie, then you believe it. That means whatever we say, you will believe. Whatever we say, oh no, if we come out and say, look, the earth is being invaded, there's an alien attack. Because I told you we went to the moon, you're going to believe there's an alien invasion. This is a level of worship, guys. Y'all got to understand this. When they come together to watch the spaceship go into Earth, take off from Earth, but it's not really leaving Earth because every time it goes, it never goes straight up. It goes on in a curve because they can't penetrate what's called the firmament. They can't. We're all in here together. We're stuck here, like until Christ come back. Nobody's leaving here, right? But they can't let the people know that because they bought into the lie. So when the people come together to watch a takeoff, that's a ceremony right there. Okay? Because whose vision is it to go out there in space? Who said it? You know what? I got to read it because there might be some people who don't know. So I got to read it to make it to make it plain. To make it plain for those who don't know whose goal it is to make it back out in space. To make it to the seventh heaven. Let me show y'all according to scripture. Because I'm going to tell you right now, man could have been living a million years. And the thought of making a rocket to go into outer space would not have come into the minds of man. I'll tell you that right now. As big as this earth is, you're trying to explore the earth. Like we didn't, as mankind, we didn't even explore the whole earth. And you want to leave the earth to explore out there when there's a whole big old earth here? Whose mind is that to go out there? There's parts of the ocean that's undiscoverable. And you want to leave this earth that you haven't fully discovered to discover something outside of the earth? Come on, man. So people, people don't even think. And this is the reason why they're able to do what they're doing to the people on earth, because they don't think. They don't think. They don't think. So I'm supposed to believe this is what the earth looked like out of space. I'm supposed to believe that. I'm supposed to believe that, right? People don't think, but whose mind was it? Let's get into that. Let's get into that. Here we go. Isaiah 14. Let me make it bigger. Isaiah 14 and 12. Whose mind is it to go into outer space? Like I said, we've been living on this planet. I have no thought to even want to go out there. Like what? I could barely. So, some of us never even left our boroughs. Some of us never even been to another state, and I'm talking about going to another planet. Come on, man. Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? See, how did you fall from heaven? So if it's in anybody's mind, it's from the one that fell from there. So apparently he fell from the place where he's trying to get back up there. And this is what they didn't teach us in these Christian churches. They didn't teach us that Nassau in itself is a religion. It's a religion to Lucifer, paying homage to him, trying to get him back into the atmosphere so he could rival and fight God. This is what they believe. This is what Luciferians believe, actually. So he fell from this place. And that's the question that was being asked. How did you fall from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? How did you make it here? It's you. You're the cause for why the nations is weak. You're the cause for why the nations are at war and variances with each other. 1 second. My son keeps on sending me requests for apps. So then I have to approve them. And yes, parents, if your children play with apps, this is just a sidebar. Okay? If your children plays with apps, you have to monitor their apps. Don't just let them download anything. Like I have it where he has to request permission to download certain apps. And I look over it and I tell him, all right, yes or no. So please do that with your children. Right? So that's the question that was being asked. That's the question that was being asked. You fell from there. So whose is it? I didn't fall from heaven. I don't know anybody on earth who fell from heaven. So why is it that mankind is trying to get up there? That's the question that y'all need to ask yourself. I don't have no business up there. This is where I live. This is Earth. I'm on Earth. Earth is very big. I need to explore and search the Earth. maybe if we're, and maybe when we complete that, maybe, yeah, we could, let's go up there. Let's see what's up. But that's the reason why the Most High made the earth so big. So you know how much things you could do on the earth, and you want to leave the earth and to go to where to the final frontier, space, the final frontier. Look, what he had said in his heart. For thou hast said, not man, but who? Lucifer, son of the morning. And if you don't believe in the devil, listen, that's on you. You don't have to believe in him. But guess what? He's controlling what you do, how you do it. You don't got to believe in him. But if you don't pick a side, by default, you're on his side. So I don't know. You got to make a choice. But Isaiah is saying, for thou hast said in thine heart. This is what he said in his heart. He will what? I'm in verse 13. I will ascend into heaven. Because he fell from there. So he wants to go back. And I was, like I said, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, yo, so why does he need to use us to get there? And believe it or not, he has a lot of wisdom and understand and knowledge. He have a lot of knowledge, and that's what makes him different from, or that's what separates him from regular men. The wisdom that he has, the knowledge that he had, the insight that he has of what's in the heavens. He also came down with that as well too. So now I was thinking, I'm like, yo, why does he need to use mankind? Why create a program called NASA to help you get back up there? And brothers and sisters, it's not that he needs our help to get up there. He wants to worship. That's what it is. Cause I'm like, yo, you don't need us to go up there. You could build your own machine and boom, you go. If you think you could go. Why you using mankind for? He needs the energy. He needs the worship. He needs us to be in one accord, like it was in Genesis 11. So that's the reason why NASA exists. The space program. That's the reason why it exists. To make sure that everybody is on one understanding, one accord, and understand that they're on his side, so that when he says, look, when Christ actually cracked the sky, he could say, look, an alien invasion. Are y'all with me? We got to fight him. It's not that hard to understand. Because he said, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. So everything is self-motivated within himself. He don't need you. He don't need me. He don't need the money. He needs your worship. He needs you to stand in agreement with him. Because if not, he's powerless. That's how it works. He said, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. Well, he said, I will be like the Most High. So now, you know what's the crazy part about that too? In that statement, it don't say nothing about we. Yeah, we gonna do it. When we get up there, we all gonna be ruling. When we get up there, listen, you gonna have a throne. You gonna have a throne. He don't care about the humans. It's me. And in their thwarted, psychotic minds, they think that wherever he's going to bring them with him. But I'm going to tell you exactly where he going to bring you. I'm going to tell you exactly where he going to bring you. What? Yet thou shalt be brought down to what? To hell. To the sides of the pit. So he can't go there by himself, y'all. So he want you to agree with him so you could go there with him. Because what was his gripe from the very beginning? That he hated Adam. Who's Adam? We are. Mankind. So he's like, yo, I could kill two birds with one stone. I could get them to worship me and get them to come to hell with me. Because listen, we trapped on this on this globe. We trapped here. Yeah, in the beginning, when the Most High created the firmament, yeah, it's an impenetrable glass that no one could penetrate. There's nothing but water up there. The Most High separated the waters from the waters. So when you leave the firmament, you're gonna end up in water. So you got to get past water. Who knows how? Because like, imagine this: as deep as the ocean waters are. Now, put that times probably 100 of waters. That's probably up there before you could even get to the next level of heaven. So they got to get past all of that water. If, like, let's say they were able to get past the firmament, they got to get past all of that water and then probably get to the next part of heaven. Then have to travel some more because you ain't getting up there. You ain't getting up there. See, verse 14. He said, "What? I will ascend above the heights of the cloud." Why? Because I would be like the Most High. See, he's trying to get where? In the sides of the north. As far north as you can go, that's where the throne of the Most High is. As far north as you can go, that's where the Most High's throne is. And that's where he's trying to go. But it's not man, like we not thinking to go up there. That's his plan. But he know nobody could, we can't break through that ice or the ice dome. He know we can't get there. Because if he could, because think about it, y'all. Think about it. And I need everybody to use their thinking caps. Because if he could have gotten back to the sides of the north, don't you think he would have done it already? If he was able to do it, don't you guys think that he would have done that already? So why use mankind? Why use us? It's about their agreement. It's about the worship. That's what it is. To deceive mankind. Look, to deceive mankind and to bring them to the sides of the north, no, to the pits of hell. Right? See, look, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and say, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that didst shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof? You're the reason behind these wars. You're the reason because of the famines. You're the reason why people are creating atomic bombs and everybody's blowing themselves to smithereens. It's because of you. You did that. Because why? His problem and his beef is with the God that created the image of God. We're the image of God. So every time he sees us, he's reminded of the God that hurled him. That's what it's about. He don't need us. He don't need machines. Because if he could have got back there, he would have did it as soon as the Most High hurled him down. But he can't. He's powerless. But he needs your worship. Exactly. Erwin, he's a weasel. Perfect word for him. A little weasel. He's a weasel. The word itself is funny. Weasel. Right? So, this is the reason why they got to give you NASA. They got to keep the narrative. They got to keep pushing the narrative to why? Because as many people believes in that foolishness, that's his energy. That's how he's getting the worship. That's how he's, you know what I'm saying, keeping the hope, keeping the lie alive. Because if you don't gauge the people's mind in one area, they're going to go into something else. Right? So he got to keep the lie. He got to keep the lie alive. Wait, hold on. Right? He got to keep the lie alive. So, and there was something else I was gonna. Matter of fact, before I do that, let's go back to the scriptures. Let me read this. I had some scriptures lined up, but that took up a lot of time, and I didn't even plan to go into that. But somebody had to hear that. Somebody was supposed to hear what that little breakdown just now, right? Let's do this. Let's go back to the scripts, right? Before I play this next video. I'm going to Matthew 24. Because are we, and that's the, and that is the question. Are we living in the last days? Are we? How do we identify that? Matthew 24. There was something that I wanted to read in it. Matter of fact, this is here it is. I'll read this, then I'm gonna go to Luke, right? So Matthew 24, and a lot of us, we read this all the time. So we should be familiar with this particular scripture. Right? Matthew 24:3, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? So the signs doesn't mean it's the end, brothers and sisters. Keep that in mind. The signs does not mean it's the end. The signs are indicators that his return is closer than when we first believed. Right? What's the signs of thy coming and the end of the world? When is going to be the end of this Roman rule? The first thing that he said is what? And Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceives you. NASA is a deceptive tool. And I think NASA, I keep saying NASA, I think that I believe that word translate in the Hebrew tongue as deceiver, I believe. I know I got some scholars in the chat. Somebody do that for me real quick. I'm pretty sure that word translates back to deception or something like that. The word NASA. The word NASA is a Hebrew word for deception. Can't make this up. You cannot make this up. The tool that he's using, yes, means to deceive. Yes, the wada. The second word, to deceive. Yes. Right? And the people, they're so gullible. They don't even think to look up the meaning of the word NASA. The word itself in Hebrew means to deceive. So if you're being deceived, that means y'all can't really go up there. Just keep showing the people the images of what y'all saying the moon look like. Like what? Come on, man. Right? So Christ's first word says, take heed that no man NASA you. Christ was telling us the whole time, man, yo, that whole NASA thing, bro, yo, it's hogwash, it's garbage. Don't even worry about it. He said, don't let them deceive you. And the world is being deceived right now by NASA. But that's not the only deception. That's one of the deceptions. There's many deceptions that is out there, right? But I'm just harping on this NASA thing, right? One of the deceptions that he said to look out for is what? For many shall come in my name saying what? I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Right? He also said, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Since we came into this 2026, man, it's been crazy. And on our Hebrew New Year, that same Sabbath, they went and Israel went and attacked Iran. Wars and rumors of wars. Right? But what he said, see that ye be not troubled. And you see, and this is why I said for those who are taking heed to Christ's words, none of these things should trouble your spirit. You shouldn't feel afraid living in the last days. You shouldn't be saying to yourself, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? There's still so much I didn't even get to do. Christ said what? See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but what? The end is not yet. You see? So these signs is just showing that this is how we know that he's close. This is how we know that he's close. Okay? Let me read this. Luke 17, I believe. Yes. Right? Look at this. Luke 17 and 26, he says what? And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. So in like what was going on during the time of Noah, understand that it will be the same exact thing. Because the question is, will the end of this civilization just come overnight? Or will it be like a steady progression? Listen to what he said. He said this. He said basically, as in the days of Noah was, so shall it be when of the days of the Son of Man. They did eat. They drank. They married wives. They were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and what? Destroyed them all. And when he said they ate, they did eat, they drank, they got married, they had wives, they were given into marriage. These are the sinners. These are the sinners that didn't care, that could care less of what Noah and his sons was talking about. Right? These are they who heard Noah and thought Noah was crazy. Rain? What are we talking about rain? What's that? Because it tell you in the scriptures before the flood, the earth, it never rained on the earth. The Most High would send a dew to water to water the earth, to water the grass and the plants. But rain did not exist. So Noah was in Noah's time, Noah was talking about something that never happened before, that never took place. So they was like, yo, rain, what's this rain that you talk about? What is that? See? Look, likewise also as it was in the days of Lot. See? What was it? This is how we know what he's talking about here. What was going on in the days of Lot? Remember where Lot was living? In the key empire of Sodom and Gomorrah. There were 4 cities that was related to Sodom and Gomorrah. So it's 4 cities in total that got burned. It wasn't just 2. It wasn't just Sodom and Gomorrah. It was Sodom and Gomorrah, and there was 2 more other sister cities that got destroyed along with Sodom and Gomorrah. 4 whole cities. So it says, likewise also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat. See, same thing. They drank. They brought. They were shopping. You know what I'm saying? They sold. They planted. They build. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. What he said? Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So in the day when the when the Son of Man is revealed, when Christ cracked the sky, people are gonna be doing their regular stuff that they've been doing all day. Shopping, right? Marrying, drinking, right? 1 second. Right? Drinking. And this is how we know that when Christ returns, the earth will still be operating as normal. But when I say the earth is going to be operating as normal, we're not talking about this side of the earth. Because Babylon will already be dealt with before Christ returns. So things will be so people will still be operating on the other side of the earth as normal, even after Babylon is taken down. So now I want you guys to understand this. So you see, he said the same thing. He said, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. Right? So people are still going to be operating as business as usual. These corporations will still be working. People will still be working jobs. Right? People will still be going to the clubs. People will still be operating. But how will they be operating? So understand, when the mark of the beast come on the earth and there's one world currency, that doesn't mean the world is going to end, because the world is still going to be operating under the beast system. Because in order for this scripture to come to pass, people still would have to have money. Right? And you don't need money on this side of the earth in America, right? You don't only need money here. You need money all over the earth. Right? Let me see something here. There was something I wanted to pull up. Why did this come up? Let me get this. Let me see. keep this in mind. Right? Hold on. I got to pull this up. I seen that. I got to find out where I seen that video. Okay. Before I read this article, like I said, you don't need money on this, just money on this side of the earth. Let me play this video first. So listen to this. So like I said, when the mark of the beast is fully operational, is up and operating, I should say, right? It's not going to mean, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. No, it's going to be the end of the old world, the old financial system, because they got to bring in the new financial system, where your currency now will be a digital based currency, where every transaction can be monitored and tracked on a ledger instantly. So there's no way you're going to be able to move money without them knowing. Right? Listen to Trump talk about this.
I think it's great that you're involved, I will tell you. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. The Genius Act provides banks, businesses, and financial institutions a framework for issuing crypto assets back one for one with real U.S. dollars, treasury bills, and other cash equivalents. It's really strengthening the dollar and giving the dollar great prominence. Consumers, vendors, and people all over the world will then be able to use those stable coins for ultra-low-cost transactions.
People all over the world will be able to use it. A one currency. Because why? He said what? The old system needs an upgrade. They're tired of the slow transaction speeds, right? All of the fees you got to pay just to send money across overseas. With this new Genius Act, with the crypto and stable coins, you'll be able to send money instantaneously with close to nothing worth of fees, like less than pennies, to send your money from here to Europe. When before it would take days. So they're in the midst right now of changing the financial system as we speak. This is the reason why. This is the reason for the war and all of that. They're changing the system. After everything collapsed, they're gonna come and roll out this new financial system. That's why they're putting these laws on the books right now.
That are cleared and settled in a matter of seconds rather than weeks and months, with the privacy, flexibility, and decentralization of cash. This revolution has the potential to supercharge American economic growth and empower.
And he said decentralization of cash. That's not true. Because if you think about it, crypto is not really decentralized. And for those who don't know what it means to be decentralized means it's not a central control. It's not controlled by a bank, right? Where the banks can have full control of your money. But even though it's not being controlled by a bank, best believe it's being centralized and somebody has their eyes on your transactions. So it's not really as private as they try to make it seem.
Billions of people to save and transfer in U.S. dollars.
In U.S. dollars. So, of course, trying to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. Basically just trying to get in front of what all of the world is already racing to obtain. Right now, it's an arms race to see which crypto would be the one that's going to be used for the whole world. That will eventually happen. But America is already setting up the system to be able to receive this new form of payment system. And that new payment system will go into the mark of the beast, being digital. That's how they'll be able to control whether a man will be able to buy or sell, according to Revelations 13. You can't control if I could buy or sell if I have physical fiat cash in my pocket. I could walk into a store and just give them cash and exchange my cash for goods. So the dollars that's in your pocket is not the mark of the beast. Your credit card or your debit card is not the mark of the beast. When you use your phone, you gotta love our people, man. Our people be gullible. When you use your phone and you use Apple Pay or Google Pay or Android Pay, whatever pay, okay, that's not the mark of the beast. It's not the mark of the beast. That's just them acclimating people into that quick form of payment of tapping and going. It's institutionalizing the habit in us, but that's not the mark of the beast. So if you want to use Apple Pay, use your Apple Pay on your phone. Good grief. If you want to use Android Pay, tap your phone, use it. But if you don't want to use it, then that's on you. I use it. That doesn't mean it's the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is way more sinister than what we think it is right now. And when the mark of the beast is implemented, you will know that this is the mark of the beast. You will know. Right? So we see they're already talking about this new financial system. Right? And according to Revelations 13, that's an end times prophetic sign that we're close to the end. Right? Let me go back to the scripture. Oh, I read that already. So far, we already went through what? The new world order that they're trying to implement, or that they're going to implement it. Right? We already living in some form of it already. But there's still some nations that is fighting tooth and nail, like Iran. They not with none of that. That's why the Most High said in Isaiah the 13th chapter, like, yo, you can't buy these people. They not, you can't negotiate with them. You can't buy them with silver or gold. Just leave these people alone, because the Most High is using them for his purpose. But they trying their best to try to get them out the way. Right? So we went through that. Right? We see who's trying to get into space, and how they using that religious apparatus called NASA to deceive the people and keep them right lockstep with Satan. Right? Now we see how they're trying to change the financial system, which they're going to change. They're in the process of doing that right now. I believe that is later on this month or May, they should have that final Clarity Act or Clarity Bill on the books for crypto and how it's going to be used, whatever the case is. Right? So now, let me go here. Let me go to the Apocrypha. And I'm only sticking here because like I said, there's other prophecies that have to come out, that have to play out after Babylon is fallen, or the mark of the beast is on the scene, right? Because remember, Leviathan is still out there. Y'all know who Leviathan is? Leviathan and Behemoth, two great creatures that the Most High created in the beginning of time for his purpose. So they have to be revealed too. So there's a lot of things that has to take place before we could actually say it's the actual end. Right? So now that we understand that these are the signs that we're living in, we're living under the signs. So give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay, here it goes. We're living in a time where Christ explained these are the signs of the times. And we're living through it. We're living through the wars, the rumors of wars. We're going to be living through the famines. And I believe it will be engineered. I'm dropping a video, and I said this Tuesday, that I'm going to be dropping tomorrow. I'm dropping a video tomorrow concerning the energy crisis, this coming energy crisis that I believe that they're going to use as a COVID situation. Right? I believe that's what they're going to do. Right? And it's very evident as to how that's happening. Right? So I'm gonna be dropping that tomorrow. I believe 7 p.m. So, stay tuned for that as well too. Make sure you catch that. Make that a conversation. But now that we know that we are indeed living in the last days. I mean, if you didn't know and you didn't understand, I mean, listen, it's all right. You could go back into, what you used to do, or go back into the world, go shopping if they make you feel better. Ignore it if that helps. But believe it or not, whether you like it or not, I should say, we are living in the last days. We may not be at the tail end of it, but I believe our generation is living in the ushering in of the final hour with the beast. Because remember, like the scripture says, once they go and deal with Babylon, which we believe and understand is here. And like I said, Babylon is a city. It's cities. So once the financial aspect of this place is dealt with, right? Oh, and speaking of that, I almost forgot to do this. Right? Right? Once the financial aspect of this place is dealt with, because, all right, what Iran is going to do to the U.S. is cripple the U.S., the U.S.'s financial or its ability to make money, its revenue stream. Right? And once that happens, right, that's when this place will be reduced to a third world status. Ain't gonna be no jobs. Ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to go to the movies. You ain't gonna be able to, it's gonna be like how it was during COVID. Everything was shut down. You couldn't go to the movies. You couldn't go sit down and get something to eat. Y'all remember that? That was just like a pinky taste of what this place is gonna look like when this war is done, and they successfully hit this place's financial system. No imports. Just think about it, y'all. So it's not, it may not be a situation where you're going to be walking around and you're going to see broken buildings everywhere. Nah, it's going to be a slow decline, right? It's going to be a slow decline. Certain parts may get destroyed, nuclear missiles and stuff of that nature. But it will be like COVID times 100, where there's absolutely no imports coming in, no jobs, no new clothing, you can't go see a game. You won't be able to go see a game. That will not exist anymore. That won't exist on this side of the earth anymore, I should say, because I don't know if y'all been paying attention. They've been having football games, like American football games, the NFL games. Yeah, I don't know if y'all been noticing this. They've been having certain NFL games where? In the UK. Y'all didn't notice that? Some Sunday mornings, you will notice that they'll be playing certain football games in the UK. When have they ever done that? When have they ever done that? When have you ever seen them playing, have NFL games outside of the US? Why? Because when this place no longer is functioning, they're still going to be operating on the other side of the earth, according to what Christ said. When he's about to come, they're still going to be doing the same things that they were doing over here, over there. See? So they already trying to program the people's minds to accept the changes. A lot of corporations have already been outsourced outside of the US. So the corporations are not going to, they're not going to not exist over here. They're just moving it on over there. So they're going to still have their money. These people are still going to have money. Because what's coming, they're trying to prepare the rich for what's coming. And speaking of that, what's happening in New York? Matter of fact, I'm gonna show two articles, right? Right? Look at this. I'm not making this up. So apparently, this new socialist mayor that they elected in New York, Zoran Mamdani. I'm mad that I could even pronounce his name. Zoran. Rangers sound like Zordon from Power Rangers. But anyways, this is what Zordon. Matter of fact, yeah, Zordon. That's what I'm calling him. You ain't Zoran, you're Zordon. This is what Zoran Mamdani said, or has now implemented in 2026 for New Yorkers. As of early 2026, right? Somebody says moron, moron Mamdani, right? But anyways, so look at this though. It says here, as of early 2026, a proposal by New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani seeks to drastically lower the New York estate tax exemption threshold to $750,000 from over $7 million and raise the top tax rate to 50%. Right? This proposal designed to target that 4.5 billion deficit. So that's the deficit that New York has. And the only reason why there's a deficit in New York is because the whole migrants. So they brought in the migrants to deplete the funds, to destroy the economy in New York, to destroy the financial district of the world. Is it clicking? Is it clicking yet? Could create a combined federal state death tax rate of 70%, potentially impacting the middle class families. So, exemption threshold, for deaths in 2026, the exemption amount is 7 million. In the 7 millions right here, right? So now if so what does this mean? So if you own a property that's worth 1.5 million, and you pass it, or not even say 1.5 million, let's say it's worth about 800,000, right? And you pass away and you leave it to your children have to pay the death tax up to 750 grand. Completely eliminating that, or passing down that generational wealth to your children with that death tax. So now what is the rich actually doing? The rich is seeing this and like, oh nah, I'm not with none of that. So the rich people that live in New York, they're slowly liquidating their assets, moving a lot of their assets to tax-friendly states. Now, if New York is not getting that tax from the rich, who's going to get the tax from? The middle class, the poor. We're going to be stuck with the bill. And I was also thinking about this as well too. Like New York is the city that never sleeps, right? New York is a city that never sleeps. Like, you could leave your house if you was hungry and you wanted to go get a sandwich. You could leave your house at 2 a.m. and go get a sandwich in New York. Like, there's always something to do. The lights is always on. Like, and now the question, I'm asking myself, I'm like, yo, why? Like, why keep the doors always open in New York? Tourists come from all over the earth to come to this place, right? New York is a cash cow. New York is their money maker. You shut down New York, you ain't got no money. You ain't got no financial district. That's why they got the big old bull in the financial district down in Wall Street, right? So now New York being the money capital, right? So their plan is to not, well, let me say it like this. Their plan is to not shut down New York. They don't want to shut down New York. New York is their money maker. How is it making money? What are they using? In order for this system to run, you got to have the slaves running the system. The people that do the jobs that the rich don't do, these are the people that keep the city running, right? Your transit workers, your sanitation workers, your mailmen, right? The restaurant owners and workers, fast food restaurant. Like these are the smaller cogs in the wheel that turn the bigger cogs. So leave the working class. We need them to keep generating the money because people are going to come. So that's why they don't really care if the rich actually leaves, because they're still going to make up that money either way. But I believe that these are signals for the rich and how they communicate when they start seeing certain things take place in their city. Like, all right, they're raising taxes, they doing this. That's a sign and signal for them to be like, all right, it's time to get out of here. It's time to jump ship. Let's go. It's collapsing. While it's collapsing, they leaving us to keep it running, to squeeze as much money as they possibly can before this thing gets clipped. And this is what I was thinking about. I'm looking around today. I'm like, yo, this is what they doing. That's a signal for the rich that, yo, let's get out of here. keep us running the city 24/7, keep generating that money, because they not going down with the ship. They not going down with the ship. So we know that the New York Stock Exchange is where? In New York City. How many of y'all knew this though? New York Stock Exchange, Texas? Y'all knew this? If the sign is not in your face, then I don't know what it is. They're about to move. They're expanding the New York Stock Exchange to Texas. So, excuse me, it says expanding on the New York Stock Exchange, 230 plus years of shaping global markets. The New York Stock Exchange, Texas, launched in 2025 as a fully electronic equity exchange based in Dallas, one of the nation's fastest growing business hubs. Huh? So what are they trying to tell us? Are they trying to move the financial? They're just trying to buy some time, because guess what? Iran is looking to cripple this place. So I don't know. This could be a hypothetical here. It'd be easily to move the New York Stock Exchange to Texas. Interesting. So they looking to completely dismantle New York. They don't care. I think New York has ran its course. That's what I believe. New York is now expendable. Right? This is what I seen. I'm like, yo, why now? Zordon is doing all of these, implementing all of these tax. Kathy Hochul doing is implementing. It's a tax upon tax upon tax on the people of New York. You got to pay to come into the city. You got to pay to leave the city. You got to pay on all the bridges and toll and tunnels to access different boroughs and all of that. You got to pay for parking when you get into the city. And if you drive too fast in the city, you get hit with a ticket. If you run a red light, you get hit with another ticket. Like, why are they doing this to New York? Why? There's a new thing on the books too, where they're increasing points on licenses for things that they used to overlook. I heard that they're trying to impose, I think it's a point system for driving with a broken tail light. It used to just be a summons or a fine. Now it's going to come with points. Before, it used to be, I think, if you got more than 6 points in a 11th month period, your license will get suspended. Now is if you get the same amount of points in 24 months. So they're increasing the time that you have to accrue points. I'm like, yo, why are they doing it? Why is it always New York? What is it about this place? It's expendable. They don't need it anymore. I'm telling y'all. So, should we be afraid? Should we look into the sky and be like, oh, woe is me? I might as well just not do anything. Nah. We still got to be busy. Still operate to obtain. But don't put your all into anything, because why? I'm gonna show you why right now. Look. Second Esdras. This Second Esdras 16 is always a good read. But I want to get a few from here. Second Esdras 16 verse 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. See, gird up your loins. We spoke about that earlier. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And what's the thing about pilgrims? Let me highlight this word right here. Pilgrims. What's the thing about being a pilgrim? A pilgrim didn't have a stable home. A pilgrim is able to pick up and leave and replicate what they were doing in another area, what they already been doing. That means a pilgrim have a set of skills that it don't matter where on earth they are, they could do those same tasks or skills. Right? So we're going to have to become like pilgrims. And I believe that a lot of these careers and professions and these jobs that the Most High allowed us to obtain is somewhat of a training for us to know how to do certain things. So that way, when we're on our own out there, we could be somewhat self-sufficient. A lot of us became doctors, nurses, right? Engineers, electricians, masons, right? No carpentry work, right? Construction work, woodworking, and all of that stuff. All of these skills that we've obtained is to be used being pilgrims in a communal setting, right? Be as pilgrims upon the earth. So he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. So you can't, even though you have an established business, right? You can't be like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I done established my business, my whole life's work right here. Okay, just pick up and do it somewhere else. Right? That's what he's talking about. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. You got to be able to walk away from it and start it somewhere else, like a pilgrim. He that buyeth, as one that will lose. See? He that occupieth merchandise, as he that hath no profit by it, meaning it's all going to be worthless. Don't buy it with the intent like, yo, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to sell it back for this. Nah, you buy it now, just use it for what it's worth right now. Okay? And he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. This is what's coming. He that soweth, as if he should not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. And what else? Look at this, the big one right here. They that marry, as they that shall get no children. And they that marry not, as the widowers. And this is a big one for a lot of young people. Oh my gosh, I'm still not married yet. The world is ending and I still didn't get married. Oh, please don't. Just hold one trumpet, please, Ahaya. Just hold one trumpet, so I could get married. But the Most High said, "They that marry not, just act like you already a widow, because it might not be in the cards for you." You can't, you like, and this is what I always say. You can't focus on things you cannot control. You can't control it. Can't focus on what you can't control. Focus on what you could do right now. If you could get an education, go get that. If you could acquire a skill, acquire the skill. If you could set up a business right now, set up a business. Focus on what you can do right now. And that'll take the load off of your mind of all of the things that you want to do. And that's how people become unfruitful in this work. Because you're so focused on what you want to do, but what you may want to do may not be in the cards for you. It may not be in the cards. This is why he said, and therefore they that labor, what? They labor in vain. Because they're people laboring with the mindset like, yeah, I'm going to be able to kick back with all of this stuff that I acquired. But in the times to come, with all of these signs that they got going on right now, all of these things that they got going on the earth, you may not be able to even be able to sit still in the area that you live in right now. You may have to get up, pick up and leave and start over somewhere else because that's coming. Right? Right. And it goes into for what? For strangers shall reap their fruits. Because of why would strangers reap from your fruits? Because of the scarcity. Remember what I said, right? When this event happens, it doesn't mean it's going to be the complete end of Babylon. Babylon is going to fall, meaning is no longer the glory of kingdoms, but it's still going to be there. So it's not going to be operational like how we see it now. Ain't going to be, let me just run to the store real quick and pick up some water. Let me go to the drive-through real quick and pick up something to eat. That's not going to exist no more. Because of the scarcity of stuff, rationing of gas and electricity, and verse 46 is right here for you. This is what we have to understand, because it's just like in the days of Noah, right? It's just like in the days of Noah. Thank you, Yvonne, for the super chat. It's just like in the days of Noah. When he was telling them, yo, y'all got to get right. It's going to rain. It's going to rain. And they like, rain? What's that? Noah talking about rain. What's that? You know what that is? They never seen it before, but that doesn't mean it didn't come. So right now it may look like, because like I said, I'm in the heart of the city. I'm like, and I just be looking around like, it's hard to imagine this place not really being this place. Not having people come and buy, and the streets full of people. And I say full of people, full of people. As far as the eye can see, people, shops and stores, anything you could desire to do, you can do it in Manhattan. We want to go see a Broadway show, go see a show, go to the movies, go to the mall, go to a bar. Everything can be done in that place. So I'll be looking around like, it's hard for me to fathom that. Like, this one day, this place is not going to be the glory of kingdoms. It's hard to see it, but thus saith the word of the Most High. It's going to happen. So we gotta gear our minds to understand what we can't understand. We gotta gear our minds to understand what we can't see. That's also that's also faith. Right? For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. See? And they that occupy their merchandises with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, saith the Lord. Right? So it's written here in scripture. These are the things that's coming to pass. These are the signs that we know is leading up to Christ's coming. Read 2nd Esdras 16. When we start seeing these things on the earth, listen, Christ is near. Like Matthew 24, when what he said in Matthew 24 and Matthew 21, in some parts of Matthew 7, I said Matthew 21, Luke 21, and parts of Luke 17, those were synopsises of what 2nd Esdras is foretelling. We got prophets like 2nd Esdras. We got prophets like Baruch. We have even some of the writings of an Isaiah and Jeremiah. These are all encompassed in what Christ was saying in Matthew 24. So if you want to understand what Matthew 24 is talking about, read the prophets. Predominantly read this, 2nd Esdras. Right? I'm going to read verse 63. Matter of fact, verse 62. Listen to this. Matter of fact, 61. Listen to this. He made man and put his heart in the midst of his body and gave him breath of life and understanding. Yea, the spirit of the Almighty God, which made all things and searcheth out all hidden things in secrets of the earth, Surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin and would hide their sins. Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. So if you faking it, it's only so long you'll be able to fake it till the Most High spy you out and discover you in front of everybody. So this is why I don't get caught up when people are doing things that, you know, that they don't repent from, or you could have been accused of doing something, but you lie about it and you try to hide it, conceal it. Don't worry about it. Most High, the word is right here. So we can't get bent out of shape for when somebody else do wrong. That has nothing to do with you. That's what the scripture says. Search out your own soul salvation with what? Fear and trembling. While you focusing on the sin of somebody else, what about your sins? What about what you doing in the dark when nobody's looking at you? What about that? What about the thoughts of your heart? You fixing that? So that's why I take everything what people say with a grain of salt, because that it has no bearings on what I do as a man or as an individual in Christ. And this is what people need to understand. Like it just to me, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna waste my time and come on a platform and talk about another man. I'm going to use all my talent that God gave me to sit down in front of a camera and talk about another man. I got one better for you. Why don't you start with talk about yourself first? Talk about the stuff that you do in the dark that we don't know about. So let's talk about that. So what we can't fix, best believe the Most High is going to come and fix it. And some certain things, yes, you have to leave in the Most High's hands. Because like I said earlier, what you cannot control, why focus on things that you can't control? It's not in your control to fix anything or to fix whatever situation that you talking about. It's not in your control. So I'm going to get bent out of shape over something that I can't control? Does that make sense? Hello? But like I said, the Most High is gonna. You just read second address. He gonna bring it out, and then in that day, nobody's gonna be able to conceal, lie, or hide, or say I didn't do it. It's gonna be right there. So and this is why we all gotta be grateful for the opportunities that we have right now in Christ. Like it tells us in 1 Corinthians 11, if we was to judge ourselves, we would not need to be judged. And a lot of us miss that mark by judging ourselves first and be like, you know what? I am wicked. I am. That's me. I did that. Father, forgive me. But what we do, we take the opportunities that Christ is allowing us for us to fix ourselves to try to fix others, to try to point the finger at others. When Christ is looking at you like, yo, you need the fixing. You talking about him? You need it. I didn't die for just him. I died for you too. So when you gonna get it together? When you gonna fix you? You worrying about him? You bringing out all his information. What about you? And once we understand that, all of the stuff that we doing on I would say for TV, it don't mean nothing. People be thinking that they airing things out. You're only airing out yourself. Because I only see you. That's what I see. But, Christ said, as in the days of Noah, they're going to be doing what they've been doing, even until the doors of the ark is closed. Who am I to try to change that? That's what Christ said is going to be happening. So we're going to let them. Matter of fact, let me read that last. I'm gonna read this last scripture so I can get out of here. This is what we got to understand. Here's what we got to understand, family. Revelations 22. Revelations 22 and 10. And I'm going to read this and I'm going to get out y'all way. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. So the Most High has made it where the prophecies will be revealed and it will be able to be understood once it's broken down in the right spirit. That's what he means by don't seal it, because why? The time is at the time of the end is at hand, and people need to understand this, whether you believe it or not. This is the reason why we could break down the prophecies. It's not for our own doing. It's for everybody. He that is what? Unjust, let him be unjust still. And that's talking about even after they understand the prophecies. You break it down to them, you give it to them. They receive the same word you receive, but they're not fixing themselves. This is why Christ said, look, you weren't, he said, this is Christ's words. He's saying what? He's saying, yo, leave them. He said, what? You trying to call out somebody else when you're not fixing that, you're not fixing them. That person have to want to be fixed within themselves. That's why he said, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. So this is telling me that even up until the time of Christ's return, people are still going to be unjust. People are still going to be filthy. People still going to be holy. Some people are going to still remain holy, and some people are going to still remain righteous. You can't fix everybody. If it was so, it would have been written right here. Because why? And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. Can you imagine you getting judged and you getting judged based off of the works of what you've done in front of a camera? Just think about that. He's coming with a reward to give a reward to every man according to his work. What's your work? Calling out every scandal that you think is a scandal? Making 6, 7, 8-hour videos about a man? About a church? That's your work? That's your work in Christ. Okay. Yeah, who am I to judge that situation? Who am I? I'm just saying. I would just hate for that to be what I'm getting judged on. My work. That's my work. I don't know. I don't know how some people, I don't know. Listen, man. So are we in the last days? Absolutely, positively, yes, we are. And if you didn't know, or I should say, and if you don't know, now you know. All praises. All praises. Listen, man, I appreciate you all for coming on, man. All praise be to the Most High. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. We got still watching right now. We got 476 watching. All praises. We down 20. We down 20 likes, but it's okay. I appreciate the like that we got thus far. Thank you all for coming in and participating. The chat was going crazy today. I'm so mad that I can't talk and look at the chat at the same time. Like I know I'll be missing a lot of good stuff. Y'all be going in there. I'll be catching some of it. But praise the Most High for y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man. For real, for real. But listen, we all we got. We all we got. And listen, we have to be genuine with each other. We really do. We have to be genuine. We have to be honest with each other. We can't backbite each other. We can't double cross each other. Because Christ said what? And for the love of for iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And he also said that we would begin to betray each other. And when he said that, he wasn't talking about those out there in the world. Someone in the streets can't betray me. A complete stranger cannot betray me. That's not what a betrayal is. A betrayal is from within. Someone that you know, someone that you love, that you never thought could hurt you. Cause a betrayal. So we got to be honest with each other, y'all. We really got to be honest with each other and be able to forgive, let bygones be bygones, and let's keep it pushing. That's the only way we're going to make it. And that's the only way we're not going to fulfill that many shall betray one another. Right? Let's not be that part of prophecy fulfilling. Let's not be that part of fulfilling prophecy. Right? Yeah, all praises, all praises. Somebody said, why is it that we can't see the chat now? I don't know. I could see the chat right here. Is anybody else having that issue? Because I could see, I definitely see the chat. Y'all still going in right now. All praises be to the Most High. All praises. But yeah, brothers and sisters, let's listen, we all we got. Let's be genuine. Let's be genuine. All right. Yeah, but like all good things, this good thing must also come to an end.
Good night, sweetheart. It's time to go.
I appreciate you guys so much.
You could be anywhere in the world, but you're now tuned into the Born of Levi experience.
All praises be to the Most High, man. Listen, you guys have a blessed night. What time is it actually? I don't even... Oh, it's 10:48. Oh, it's late. Listen, y'all better not call out of work. All right? Don't go to work tomorrow. Okay? Right? But have a blessed day tomorrow. First of all, have a blessed night. Have a safe and prosperous day tomorrow. And, have a blessed Shabbat as well, too. Let's keep the holy day, holy feast day, because yes, every Sabbath is a feast. Holy Sabbath feast day with love and charity, right? Let's do that. But all praises be to the Most High, man. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys for tuning in. And don't forget, tomorrow I'm dropping that video about the energy crisis, 7 p.m. I believe, on my other channel. So you'll catch it there on the Born of Levi Experience YouTube channel. And most high willing, I will see you all next week, if it be the Lord's will. All right. All praises be to the Most High. Shalom, peace and blessings. And I'm out of here. And I'll leave you with a word from our sponsor. Shalom.
Are you tired of reading the Bible and not really understanding what it means? Yo, you're reading the book upside down? I need a teacher. I got the perfect solution for you. The Hebrew and Bible Academy got you all covered. There, you'll learn the original Hebrew language with Elder Lawyer, groundbreaking news from around the world with Elder Shapat, and all new up-to-date lessons, including ancient history with Elder Akar. Visit us at historytimes.org and enroll there. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.